Hi everyone, Jennifer here. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to make lasagna, but I'm going to make a quick. This is not the lasagna for anybody who sees this that I make that people request for me to give to them for their potlucks or family outings. This is a quick one. I know it's a lot of stuff here. Normally I do not do this because these videos turn me off because a lot of people don't have a lot of these ingredients. And who wants to make a recipe that you got to spend $60 to buy everything? So let's get started. I got 3 jars of spaghetti sauce or pasta sauce. Doesn't matter which kind because I'm going to season it anyway. I've got my fennel and my mortar and pestle because I'm going to grate it. I've got some medium cheddar. I'm using mild Italian. I've got 2 pounds. Normally I use ground beef and I use sweet, but like I said, this is my quick one. I've got pepperoni. And I'm going to cheat. Show you guys, I got to show you a cheater method. This is sliced mozzarella, and I also have some grated. Then for my spices, I have basil. I've got Romano Parmesan. I've got Italian seasoning, black pepper, garlic, you know, my usual Lawry's. And then I've got oregano and garlic powder. Then I've got 2 eggs. This is my favorite, Boursin cheese. It's got garlic and fine herbs mixed in it. I'm using cottage cheese and Philadelphia cream cheese, and a disclaimer, I do not like ricotta. And for those of you that don't know and don't cook, when you cook ricotta at high temperatures, it becomes grainy and milly. It's already milly when you take it out. I don't like that texture, but if you do, go for it. When I was a child, I wouldn't eat it with cottage cheese. If I saw anything that looked like a cottage cheese in the lasagna, I wouldn't touch it. But that's the way I make it now. I mix the cream cheese with the cottage cheese. I'm going to use 2 eggs. And I'm going to get a little parsley out just for decoration. And I wanted to show you guys. I've got my water boiling. I've got a cheater method for you that I'm going to show you. I'll be right back. Okay, I got my water boiling. This is my cheater method. What I have here is all the pasta. I put it in a big, huge pan, and it's uncooked. Now, one way you can do this, you can make your lasagna, your meat. I've got that in the pan. I got to cut it up higher. And you can layer it. Well, I'll show you when we get there. So no need me talking about that now. But anyway, that water's boiling. I'm going to get this cooking and then come back. I'm going to dump this hot water on those noodles and let it sit while I cook this. I'll be right back. Okay, you see I got my meat cooking. This is just a mild Italian sausage. There's no beef in this whatsoever. And I'm not adding any onions. Like I said, this is my super fast lasagna recipe. I'm going to cut this down. It's cooking too fast. So I'm going to go ahead and brown this meat and then show you what I do next. Because I'm not adding any onions or any bell pepper or anything. I'm just going to use a lot of extra seasoning and the what's in the jars of sauce. This one of them I got onions, another one I've got garlic, something, and one is chunky. But use whatever kind of sauce you like. When I make it and I send it out of the house, I make my sauce homemade. I don't use the jars. So I'm going to put you on pause and I'll be right back. Okay, you see the meat is almost cooked. It's got a lot of grease in there, so I'm going to pour that off. And I'm going to show you how I do that. Just kind of, sort of show you. But anyway, yeah, this is pretty much done. So let me put you on pause and turn the camera around. Okay guys, you see I have a little plastic container here in the sink. So what I normally do, and I save those when I get them from restaurants and they have like gravy or stuff in there. And I pour my grease in here like this. And these containers are really good as far as holding hot stuff. So I pour it all off in there like that. Try not to burn yourself. Just a little cheater thing. So I'm going to put you on pause and reposition this. Okay, I got it back on. All the grease is off of it. So I'm going to pull it off and I'm going to season it. I'm going to be using Lawry's seasoning salt. Not a whole lot. I'm not really measuring. And this is, Italian seasoning. Let me come back over on the stove. This is Italian seasoning. Quite a bit of that. And I'm going to add some sauce to this now. because there's nothing in the pot and I don't want that to burn. So this is 1 jar of sauce. Spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce, I don't know, whatever you call it. It's ragu, that one is. Okay, now I put the heat back up. I'm gonna add quite a bit of garlic. You like a lot of garlic. And those of you who know me, let's see, this is basil, quite a bit of basil, and quite a bit of oregano. And my famous black pepper. That's the 2nd jar of sauce I'm adding. Mixing that together. Okay, and as you see, my pasta has been sitting the whole time. Whoops. I've got it just sitting in the hot water that's boiling. Okay, and that's just sitting the whole time I've been cooking the meat. Not boiling, just resting. Okay, I'm gonna cut this down. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm gonna add some sugar. Yeah, I know, sugar goes in my spaghetti. You know, I put sugar in everything. That's about a handful. And technically you should add some sugar if you're using canned stuff because it works with the acidity. So this it will not be sweet, but it definitely balances the flavor. So I'm gonna once again put you guys on pause and let this cook for 45 minutes before I get the rest of this set up. Okay, I've opened up 1 pack of the Philadelphia cream cheese, and it's been on the counter for a couple hours, so it's pretty soft. And then to that, I'm kind of doing this in batches because I don't know how much I'm gonna need. I'm usually used to making a double portion of this, so I'm gonna put 1 egg in for that. And I don't know if you guys know, but I mortar and pestle my fennel. It's cheaper if you buy it ground, but I can never find it, so it leaves me to put this in mortar and pestle. And I'm also going to use the Boursin cheese. This is like my cheap secret ingredient that I use for lasagna, for the cream sauce. And one thing different about my lasagna, I like it totally, well, I can't really tell you, I have to show you. I like it separated. When you cut the cheese, cut my lasagna, I like for you to see just cheese. So I mix this up and get this all mixed together. I used to put parsley and stuff in this, but now I don't do that. I add a bunch of Parmesan Romano to this, quite a bit. With a fork. And mix this up, because you want this really, really, really smooth. That's why I'm using cream cheese as opposed to ricotta. Because like I told you, ricotta, a lot of people don't notice this or they don't care. I do. I will eat it, but you know my disclaimer, I don't like it when it's grainy. And that's what ricotta will do. And according to 𝐵𝐷𝐷𝐿 De Laurentiis, a renowned chef, trained chef, born in Italy, she said when you cook it at high temperatures, it picks up that grainy texture. Well, how are you going to cook lasagna if you don't cook it at a high temperature? So that's the part where I'm like, okay, I get it. When you put it in the oven and put it at 350 or 400 for an hour and then you pull it out and cut it, it's going to be very, very grainy. So I'm going to put you guys on pause and get this mixed up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so my meat's been cooking about 20 minutes. I'm going to add the ground fennel that I put in my mortar and pestle and ground that up. Like I said, you can buy it ground. If I could find it, I would, but I'm going to tell you it's going to cost you about twice the amount. So if you have a mortar and pestle, that'll work too. Okay, let me put you back on pause. Okay guys, all ready to assemble. Now this is my cheater. I turn my jars upside down, and that way you can get the last bit out without adding any water to the jar. I like to put a little sauce at the bottom of the pan. That'll keep the pasta from sticking. And then I'm gonna put much. Just enough to make sure the pan is covered so the pasta won't stick. Should have sprayed it. You know I guys normally spray everything. And plus, I got an extra jar of sauce just in case, just for the bottom, because the meat is seasoned. I don't want to mess with that. And put this on here like this. Now my cheater. This pasta has been soaking in boiling water, so you see it's flexible. Now you can do this and make your lasagna, and you can put these in right out of the box, but your sauce and your cheese mixture is going to have to be quite loose, because, and plus it's going to have to cook longer, because this pasta will not cook fully. It'll be al dente. Plus you have to make sure you cover it, and it's going to cook a long time, and you do it this way. I think I'm going to go 4 across because it'll fit one more, and do this like this. Now my disclaimer, I like for the cheese sections to be totally separated. So, okay, I can't get this open. Let me put you on pause for a second. Okay, I'm back. My other cheater is I'm using sliced mozzarella, and there's a reason. I also have grated, and I do grate it sometimes. But the reason for this is I don't want any of my cheese mixture that I just made to seep through. That's what I was trying to explain to you guys ahead of time. When you cut mine, I like for you to see the distinct white cheese in the middle, in between the cuts. So I use sliced mozzarella. Works a little better as far as keeping this from running over. Oh, I'm just tearing it now, you guys, just for the sake of time. Put that there like that. And then I like to add this. I'm gonna try and do 2 layers with this. If not, I'll have to make more, but you know I have more. I just made half. And then smooth this out like this. And then here, I like to add the grated mozzarella. And I like to add another layer of this mozzarella on top. This will keep the sauce from running into my white part that I want to show you when I cut it. Let's go this way this time, since this last time it was short. And I think I'm only going to do 1 layer of cheese with this. This is just for my husband and I. Like I said, anybody who asks me to make lasagna, no, this is not how I make yours. Okay, so then here is where I add another layer of the pasta shells. And it's okay if there's a little water in there. This is starch in there because I didn't rinse them. And I like this better because they're cooked. You know, I told you I don't like my lasagna. I should probably cut these al dente. So I prefer them fully cooked. So what I do is normally I cook these in a separate pot, but it's just too much. And then half the time they tear and they look all crazy. So, okay, so now I start layering the meat. You know I got a funny joke for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Trying to get this all mixed together. Okay, and then here I add cheddar cheese to this. put you on pause. I can't get it open. Hold on. Okay, I'm back. And this is where I add the medium. Okay, this is where I add the medium cheddar. Right on here. And then here I'm going to add my last layer of pasta. Going back this way. And this way. So I'm going to cut these last two. And then I'm thinking, should I add another? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. I normally wouldn't, but I'm going to go ahead and add the last of this mozzarella mixture to this. With my spatula. I've got my oven at 350. Yeah, I like for you to have one layer of, you'll see when I cut it, where it's just straight cheese at the end. Make sure all this is protected in there because that will not cook properly. Okay, then the last of the meat. Girl's getting sloppy here. This is an easy quick lasagna, as you see, with a lot of cheater stuff. I prefer the sliced mozzarella. Well, like I said, when I'm making it to give away, I use fresh, and people have always asked me about that when they get it. They say, "What kind of cheese is that?" And I use fresh mozzarella, but that's a lot of work because you have to slice it. Okay, so now I've got that done, so I'm going to top this with some more of the medium cheddar. Okay, and quite a bit of the Parmesan Romano. And then, something I've done since college, I had a roommate in college that taught me this. I'm going to add pepperoni. So, normally I add it to the top so people can see what's in it, but you guys are watching me make it and it's not going out of the house. So the pepperoni will be hidden. I'm going to put cheese on top. Maybe some of it will poke through. And then I'm going to put this, I'm going to cover it and put this in the oven at 350 for 1 hour. Now, like I said, I've already cooked the pasta. Now, if you didn't cook it, and you can take them out of the box and layer this, like I said, and you have to cover it, but it's got to go at least an hour and a half, well, at least an hour and 15, I would say, and check it. Because if not, you're going to have some kind of al dente pasta. But somebody told me it's andante, it ain't done. So, cover this with mozzarella. This. Don't mind if some of the pepperoni shows. Might be a good thing. Okay, I'm going to cover this with foil, show you, and then put it in the oven. Stay with me. Okay guys, there it is in the oven. I'm going to cover it with foil. Temperature is 350 degrees. We're going to go for 45 minutes, then I'm going to take the foil off, tell you guys a joke, and show you what it looks like. Stay with me. Okay everyone, there it is. It took a full hour. It is completely cooked. Get a close-up. I'll cut it in a little bit, but let me tell you my joke. 3 men arrived at the pearly gates of heaven, and St. Peter was there to greet them. But unfortunately, they were terrible people. for some reason, by some mistake, they ended up at the pearly gates, and Peter knew it. So St. Peter said to all three men, he said, well, you shouldn't be here. You should be spending your eternal life in hell. But since it's Christmas, I'll give you guys one chance to get into heaven. He said, you need to have something pertaining to Christmas. So the first guy stepped up. He said, St. Peter, I have pine needles all in my jacket. May I please come in? St. Peter said, okay, that's good enough. Pine needles represent Christmas. Come on in. So the second guy stepped up. He said, St. Peter, he reached in his pocket and he had a Christmas ornament. He said, may I come in? This is a Christmas ornament for the tree. St. Peter said, okay, I'll let you in. So the third guy walks up. He pulls out a pair of panties. St. Peter looks at him and says, what does that have to do with Christmas? You can't get in. He said, they belong to Carol. Okay, that's my joke. I don't know if he got in or not, but you get it, Christmas Carol. I like the way he thinks on his feet, but there it is. You guys, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share. God bless you guys, and have a good evening, and see you in the next year. Bye-bye.